Your name is Angela Ettinger.
Yes, it is.
And tell me a little bit about who you are, Angela. It's nice to have you with us today.
Thank you. It's good to be here. Thanks so much for having me. My name is Angela. I moved to the Miramichi about 5 years ago. My husband grew up here, and we met in Ontario at Bible College and have been in ministry for, since 2009. So about the last 12 years, been in ministry. Specifically, I've been a children's pastor for the last 12 years and just love working with kids and with families. And then about 5 years ago, we really felt God's call to bring us back to the Miramichi. And so we moved out here with our two daughters at the time and took a position as a children's pastor at a church just outside the city limits. And just love doing that, have been so great there. And then I got involved in the camp probably about 4 summers ago, where I was asked to speak at one of the kids' camps. And I spoke that first summer and then was invited back for the next 2 summers. And I sat on the board for the camp for about a year and a half before I had my third child, and then took a break when I went on mat leave. And then just this past fall, feeling that God was kind of doing something new in us, moving us to something different, we started praying and really seeking God's will. And probably in the late winter, I guess, February, we started just thinking about the camp and what God has been doing, what God wants to do. And we really started to get impassioned by it. And so we looked into it. We talked with some of the board members and started the interview process. And they graciously hired me as the executive director for Miramichi Valley Bible Camp.
So you now actually run the camp now?
Yes, I'm the executive director. So what they did is, in the past, they had a camp director position. And what the board has decided to do is split that position into 2 roles, one being the executive director, which is the role that I fill, and then the other being a program director that really does the day-to-day overall on the ground kind of stuff with the summer camps. So that is my coworker, Ashley McGinnis, and she's been here at the camp for a number of years, and she's just such a blessing to work with. It's so great having her on board. And my position specifically has to deal with kind of that fundraising side, that connecting with churches, with individuals, with businesses, and just trying to really grow the camp and see what God can do in and through the camp in the Miramichi area.
Can you tell me a little bit about the camp?
Absolutely. So the camp is located at the enclosure. It's located on 16 acres of just beautiful property right on the river. It's just gorgeous. It's a beautiful view. We have a great conference center that hosts our all of our summer camp activities. We also have about 5 cabins that we use for campers, and we have a 6th cabin that we kind of use for staff when we run our overnight camps. We are not running overnight camps this summer, which I'll get into a little bit later. But we have those cabins. We have a rock wall. We have a zip line course. We have a gaga ball pit. It's just a fun little, kind of like a soccer game kind of thing. We have a slip and slide, and we have canoes. Just lots of all your camp stuff that you would expect to be at camp. We're able to provide that here. As well as our camp, we also have opportunities for people to rent the facilities because we are a conference center as well. So we have grad parties, baby showers, retreat groups. If you can think of it, we can be
good place to get married, wouldn't it?
Yeah, actually, lots of people have gotten married here as well.
So this year you're not having, you said, overnight camps?
That's correct.
So how does that work?
Yeah, so for this summer, we decided with the uncertainty with COVID, we decided to just stick with just stick with 7 weeks of day camp. So that's for students who are currently 5 years old or going into kindergarten this fall, all the way up to grade 5. And they get to come for a full day of camp fun, everything that you would do at camp, they get to participate in, but then they go home each evening. So one of the terms we've used is kind of like a dynamic daycare. So parents who are still working throughout the summer who need something fun for their kids to do, they can send them here as an alternative to daycare. They get all the fun experience of camp, and then they still get to go home at the end of the night and sleep in their own beds.
So is that all age groups every day?
Yeah, age 5 up to grade 5 every day.
Okay. And is there a cost to that?
There is. So the cost for day camp is $125 per week. Now, when we first opened up, following the provincial guidelines for COVID, we were allowed to have 2 groups of 15 kids each. And so that's 30 spots a week. We filled up all 210 spots in less than 72 hours when we first opened up registration back in May. So it went so fast. It was absolutely crazy. And then because our facility is big enough, we were permitted to have a third group of 15. And so we opened up an extra group of 15 per week. And we currently have only 6 spots left for camp for the entire summer. Yeah.
For the entire summer?
For the entire summer, we have.
So you're booked practically full.
Yeah, we're pretty much full. One of the weeks that we have available only has 1 spot, and the other week has 5 spots, and that's it. So
for all
we have a wait
groups,
list already.
That's it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's for our elementary age students. We are running some different things for our junior high age students. Those are students who are currently in grades 6, 7, and 8. We are having an overnight camp for them. That's going to be at the very end of the summer, August 29th to 31st. So more of like an extended retreat instead of a full-blown camp. And so they get to come. It costs $100 for that week. And they get to come and, again, have their fun camp experience, finish off the summer with a bang with their best friends. And they get to have a good time doing that. And then
that isn't full yet.
That isn't full yet. No, we still have a good amount of space for that. We can take up to 30 students for that. So, they can still register for that.
And that's junior high. What age group would that be?
That's grades 6, 7, and 8.
Okay.
And then what else is available for that age group is concurrent with our day camp program. They get to apply to be a leader in training, or an LIT. That's what we're calling it. So they get to come, they get to participate in the camp experience, but it's also going to be a leadership development course. And so they're going to learn how to serve. They're going to learn, it's going to be some spiritual development as well. So learning who you are, what you're, what you've been called to do, living like it matters. And so we're really looking forward to that program. We can take up to 4 students each week for that LIT program. And it does cost them $40 a week to come be a part of that program. But for each week that a junior high serves as an LIT, they get 10% off the price of their junior high camp at the end of the summer. So if a student comes and serves for all 7 weeks, they get 70% off the price of their junior high camp. So there's a little bit of a give and take there.
Right. That would be excellent. And speaking of that, it must require a pretty big budget to run a camp like that.
You know what? We are so very fortunate that, our camp budget from the registrations really does cover the majority of our camp expenses. And we do also have some donations that have come in and that continue to come in just for various things. We have just some general donations. We have some camp sponsorships that have come in. And so we're always so thankful when those come in. But what we're really hoping to do is eventually move to a point where we can offer stuff year round. We don't want to just be a summer camp. We want to be able to offer stuff year round to our community, to the families and students in our community. But in order to build into that, we do need some funds in order to do that. So every donation that comes in, it's going to help just further the camp and further the vision to see where we can go and what God's going to do in and through us.
And are you a charity? If people donate, they can get a receipt for income tax?
Yes, we are. We're a charitable organization. And so if they give and they provide their address, then we can send a receipt for them for tax time.
And what is the best way of giving toward Miramichi Bible Camp?
The best way is either by check or cash or even an e-transfer. We do have it set up for people to e-transfer, which has been really great for people just to be able to do that quickly on their phones or on their laptops. You can also give by credit card. That goes through our parent company, One Hope Canada, and there is a 3% processing fee that gets taken off of that. So if you want your full donation to come to the camp, it's better to give either by check or cash or e-transfer. Otherwise, 3% of that does get used for processing fees on the other end.
What's the best way of contacting you?
The best way of contacting me is either by email or my cell phone, both of which are on our website, miramichivalleybiblecamp.com. You can go to the director page and you'll be able to find my contact info there.
So is there anything that we didn't cover that you'd like to cover today, Angela?
I'm just trying to think. Well, for registration, if people are still looking to register for camp, all of that is done on our website. It's all electronic. So again, miramichivalleybiblecamp.com, and you can go to our camp page and you can register for either our day camp or for our junior high camp. Application forms are on there as well under our Join Our Team page. So if they wanted to apply for the LIT program or even a junior cabin leader, those are students who are grade 9 or above. And that's a volunteer position for them. We do have our staff in place for the summer. As well, we are still looking for a lifeguard. So if anyone who's listening to this or watching knows anyone who's got their lifeguard certificate, who's looking for a couple extra hours during the summertime each week, please reach out to me and let me know. It is a paid position, and we desperately need a lifeguard so that we can do all the fun stuff in the water that we love to do.
Right. So that could be any age.
Yeah, as long as they have their lifeguard certificate, that could be any age.
Okay. So if you were giving this presentation to a church, is there anything else you would say?
Yeah, one other thing I would say is one of the best ways that people can support the camp is through prayer. Praying for just the kids and campers who come through our camp each summer, praying for their families, praying for the leadership, giving us wisdom as we not just lead these campers, but also lead the camp into the future, praying for safety for the camp so that no one gets a broken arm or anything like that. And just, prayer would be the biggest thing that we need, because we don't want to do anything unless it's covered in prayer. We want to make sure that God's at the center of all that we do. So just bringing that all to prayer to him.
And have you ever thought of maybe having a combined youth group there on a Friday night for kids in the area, or is that out of the question due to COVID right now?
Like a youth rally type thing?
Sure.
The conference center would definitely be able to equip that. Probably with COVID right now, it's a little tough, but we're moving in the right direction. So hopefully by the fall, we'll be able to, if churches want to come together and come to more like a youth rally, we can definitely put that on. Actually, we're thinking, and I think we're going to go ahead and do it because I'm saying it on radio, but for our junior high camp, that first night, the 29th, the Sunday night, we're going to open that service up to junior highs all across the city. If you want to come just for one night for that kind of youth rally type service, come on out and join us. Details will be on the website for timing and everything. But if you are not signed up and are hesitant about coming to camp, but want to still come and have a great service, you can come and join us on the Sunday night, and then we'll just see how it goes.
Well, it's really nice meeting you and talking to you today, Angela. And I wish you well. So much. And if there's anything you need from us at Life Radio, if you'd like to advertise things, let us know.
Thank you. Appreciate that so much.
God bless you.